and welcome to the first annual Day of Unity. I want to tell you just a little bit about the Peace and Wellness Garden. It's a project of the Peers Social Inclusion Campaign that has brought us into really close collaboration with some other organizations to which we are very grateful. And one of them is, of course, the home of the Peace and Wellness Garden, the Peralta Hacienda Historical Park. Woohoo! They gave us this lovely plot and we spent a long time. I know when you look at the garden right now, you're like, wow, it's not finished yet. Or maybe you might think something like that. But what I want to say to you is an awful lot of thought, love, and care has gone into the process of getting to today. We started meeting a year ago, right? Almost a year ago. And we spent a lot of time thinking about design. And we had a lot of help from a wonderful landscape architect to whom I want to give major props, and that is Leslie Golden of Golden Landscape Architecture. She gave us a lot of her time to work with the group and hear about what we wanted and came up with this amazing design with a story circle. In the envisioning of the garden, and we initially had a project designed with working with the Afghan community. We also wanted to involve veterans, and particularly veterans who had served in Iraq and Afghanistan. No? And so we looked at this project of how can we find our similarities, people who have experienced major trauma in life. And then who have healed from that trauma. And so we really came together around the idea of telling our stories, how important it is to have voice, to tell that story of what happened to us, and then to look at how we've healed. And for so many of us, that healing is about coming together in community.
Can I just show you something with this? I'm going to show you how I also have seeds. If anyone wants seeds, I can give you seeds. Lettuce, and there's mint cuttings and jasmine and rose seeds, arugula, lettuce, onions. Beautiful. Now make sure you take a pen and sign your name, because you are famous artists, and artists always sign their work, and if you want, you can put the date. And then when you get old like me, you can go, wow, when I did that, I was, how old are you?
What's the date?
You got to help her. That's because you're the big smart one at the top, right?
The gardening is important because it brings community together, and also we can relate to one another as human beings, but also we can relate to nature at the same time with the earth and the plants. It brings us together and share our stories, share our pain, share our difficulties, our mental health challenges. We can overcome by talking it together and sharing in this important garden.
Come back as many as you want.
Good job. Good boy.
One thing that I noticed coming back from the military was I didn't have a lot in common anymore with my friends, with like my old high school friends or anything like that, just because our interests were different.
How did that change the culture? Like how would you say they were different?
Well, I mean, they were interested in normal, everyday, 20-something American events. They wanted to go to shows, they wanted to obsess about their own lives and the trivialities of them, while daily I was reading reports about what was still going on in Iraq. A lot of vets, you know, they'll use the euphemism, you know, that they never left, and that's true to a point. You experience that, and you see that, and you feel involved with it. I remember I went in the first year, and when I was coming back, we had captured Saddam before I left, and so I thought, great, we're going to be out of Iraq soon. But I got out of the military, we were still in Iraq, and I just kept on reading daily reports about more and more atrocities that were happening in Iraq, and you feel responsible for it. And so that was what I was thinking about and what I was concerned about, and there was no other parallel to that in the community that I had before I joined the military. And it was only when I met folks in Iraq Veterans Against the War that I was able to find community again, because I was able to interact with people who felt similar things, who understood what I was going through, and who understood where my heart was. And so that's why real community is important. It's important for people to come together to help out one another. I mean, that's really what the term society is about, and why we came together as a society, so that we could live and be together and help out one another. This whole idea of being an individual in an individualistic society is a complete misnomer, because no one is an island and no one lives alone. Everyone lives in society, and so we have to learn to work and live and be together if we're going to be able to survive.